Good evening, everyone. I'm going to do a quick weather update here. This is an interesting situation across southwest Missouri. There are no watches in effect right now. We are under an enhanced area of the possibility of severe weather. That's the second out of 5 categories, and you can see that on the map. I don't have time to be really fancy here tonight and zoom in on these like I normally do, but you can kind of see Springfield is just right on the E of enhanced right there. So that's one thing. So this has been in effect all day. There is a tornado risk with this. It's running about 2 to 5% within 25 miles. These tornado risks are highly problematic a lot of times on boundaries and on other conditions that just don't quite come together at the surface to make the spinning necessary to get the tornado. So I'm watching that very carefully, but I am kind of intrigued by this tonight. First of all, let's take a look at the radar, and you'll see here that there's kind of a broken line of thunderstorms in central Missouri, some pretty good cells developing out here in eastern Kansas. All the computer models are really watching this area just around a little bit west and southwest of Joplin for development. Now, I will say this, if that does happen, the atmosphere is primed to produce some pretty severe storms. I'm going to show you the satellite image. As the sun's going down here, the shadows are getting long on this visible image. But you can kind of see right in this area here, there's a cumulus field, and the wider it is, the higher those are popping up. So there does appear to be something trying to develop right there. So that would be going into a pretty unstable atmosphere. You can take a look at this. This is a measure of instability that is called CAPE. So it's running in southwest Missouri around and just south of that area. Remember, there's kind of an advection or a movement of some of this maybe up into where those storms could develop. We're talking about 3 to 4,000 CAPE. So that's pretty impressive. If you take a look at the surface and where air and moisture are coming together the best, that area is right there just north and northeast of Tulsa. So that would support converging air, basically shoves it upwards and makes it possible for cumulus clouds to grow into thunderstorms under the right conditions. So that's looking favorable. So there are a couple of things. Now we'll take one more look here at the model data tonight. And is that the one I want to see? Just bear with me here. We're going to change gears here and go to a local Missouri map here and then change the parameter. Well, anyway, actually we can stick with this. This is what the latest computer high-res local model, or I shouldn't say local, I should just say high-res, shows these thunderstorms that are developing around and just south of Joplin in a pretty good area. And if you just kind of take a look at the spinning in the atmosphere out ahead of that, see the thunderstorms make these little holes where the instability is not as great. So if I just sample this right out ahead of where these storms are forming, first of all, that 4,000 number, that's the projected instability I was talking about. And then if I just click on here, you'll see that this is actually a pretty, what we call in the business, a long hodograph, meaning the wind shear is pretty good. And also the type of spinning in the lower atmosphere is favorable for tornadoes. It's a long story, but if this green line right here is basically at a 90-degree angle to the surface winds, how they turn with height, that's indicative of possible tornadoes. So again, it's highly conditional, and there is no mesoscale discussion out yet from the Storm Prediction Center, and no watch of any kind. I would anticipate something will be issued for southwest Missouri, and I would venture to say probably a tornado watch, just because of the increased wind shear, and again on some of these. I realize I'm blocking part of that. There we go. I was showing you something you couldn't see. That was this little turning. So when you see this red line right here, and it has a loop like that, that's very favorable turning in the lower atmosphere tornadoes. And then when this green line right here intersects at about a 90-degree angle, that means that almost all of that will be lifted into and being used to spin thunderstorms. So anyway, that's my little quick break on tonight. Just keep watching this evening. With the cold front well behind this could, the thunderstorms and heavy rain potential too. There's a flash flood watch in effect. Will go on through the evening and into the overnight hours as well. So stay close. If I have another update for you, I'll certainly let you know about it.